today we are going to continue with our story, Titus Rules OK. So today I'd just like you to read chapter 3. So if you want to pause me while you do that and then come back and I'll go through the questions with you. Okay, so number 1, why did the Queen want John to leave Titus on the grass? What was the funny feeling that the Queen had? How do you think the Queen felt about the Prime Minister calling her? Why was Prissy worried? What trick did Titus do that earned him a chocolate digestive? Pause me now while you have a go at these and come back when you are ready. Okay, your answers are there for you. So the Queen wanted John to leave Titus on the grass because she wanted to come down and praise him for going to the toilet outside. The funny feeling she had was that Titus was going to be a very special dog. It's up to you how you think the Queen felt, but I thought she was annoyed, fed up, because she says she wishes she wasn't continuously pestered by politicians ringing up. And Prissy was worried because Titus had been gone for a long time and she was worried he had got himself into trouble. And then the trick was that he sat bolt upright on his bottom and held his paws up in front of him. Hope you found those okay, guys. Any problems, just send me an email. Good.
Good morning, Class 3 and Class 4. We're on Tuesday, the 7th of July, and I'm here, Miss Cunnington, for your writing lesson again. And today we're going to have a look at writing a diary entry in the role of Prince Philip. So using your understanding of him yesterday, that will help us with our diary entry today. Okay, so I'm not going to give you too much input here for writing a diary entry because I'm pretty confident that you guys are great at this. And this is a way of helping us understand what's happening so far in the story that you're reading for Titus Rules OK. And it just helps us really get into the role of another character. Okay, you guys have loved doing these in class, so I thought it would be a nice activity for you to have a go at doing whilst you're reading this book. So to help get you into the right frame of mind, I've just got some questions here to help you think about it. So far, think about what's happened in the story and what you've read. What do we know about Prince Philip? How does he feel about the Queen's corgis? What has happened so far in the story? And Prince Philip has a diary and has a few days to catch up on. So write everything that's happened so far in the story and how you feel about it. Now, in purple to the side, you can see that I've given you a diary toolkit. So just some things to help remind you of what you need to include when you're writing a diary and techniques to help you make it as effective as it can be for the reader. So remember to start with Dear Diary. Write in chronological order, so think about the events that have happened and write them in that order. So if you were to summarise the events that have happened in the story so far, write them in that order. Explain how you felt at different points. And make sure you write it in first person, so that's using the pronouns I and me. And also use that present perfect tense. So using words like have been. Okay, so good luck with this, guys. This can be done in your exercise book and have fun. Bye.
Class 3, we are on Tuesday the 7th of July and today we're going to be exploring numbers to 1,000. So yesterday we were focusing on just looking at hundreds and getting our head back, familiar again with the value of 100, and today we're going to be looking at hundreds, tens and units, exploring those numbers up to 1,000. Okay, so again, I've got my, just at the top there, ignore the wonky line. I've got my 100 counter, 10 counter, and a 1 counter or a unit counter. So just to remind you how we can make up these numbers, and we can represent them in a range of ways. So to help you, I've got 3 different representations here, just to make you familiar again before you have a go at your activity today. So I've got here, if we remember that if I was using base 10, a big square like this is 10 lots of 10, which is worth 100. Let's double check that. That makes 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So that 100 there is worth 100 units or 10 tens. So I've got one of those and I've got another one behind. So I've got 2 hundreds. Okay, so if I just put my hundreds, my tens, just a little mini place value grid here just to help you. Okay, so I've got 200s. Over here, my next value is I've got some 10s. Okay, so this is a stick of 10 units, so that's worth 1 10. I've got another one here, so I've got 2 10s, so I've got 20. Okay, so I've got 2 10s there, which is worth 20. So if I pop here, I've got 200 there, and then I've got 20 here, and then at the top there I've got 1 unit, so that's worth 1. Okay, so when I come back down to the bottom over here, I've got 1 unit left. Okay, so when we look at that number all together, so I've got 220 and 1. When I put that together, I've got 221. Okay, same again over here. I've got 1, 2, 300s. That's 300 there. I've got 1 10, and I've got 1 2 units. So I've got 300, 10, and 2. When we put that number together, okay, we're not going to write it as 302, okay, because that's actually 300,102, and that's not what it's representing. Okay, so when you remember your place value positions, we've got how many hundreds? I've got 3, I've got 1 10, and I've got 2 units. So my number is 312. Okay, and then on the last one here, I'm just going to put my numbers straight underneath this place value chart that's already there for us. So when we look at our hundreds, I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hundreds, which that's worth 500. So I'm going to put my 5. That digit is in the hundreds column, so that number 5, that digit 5, represents 500s. Now have a little look at my tens column. How many tens can you see? 0. There are no 10s there, but it's still important that we put our 0 in that place so we know that there's no 10s. If we don't and we just put our units there, it would look like a different number. I'll show you at the top. If I just put 5 there and I didn't put anything in my 10s column and then 1 there, that number would look like 51. That's why it's important that we put our 0 in the middle to show that our 5 is in the hundreds place because it's a 3-digit number and we've just got 1 unit, so it's actually 501. So today then guys, you've got these 2 sheets, so it's 9 questions and it is looking at you understanding and applying that place value knowledge, so looking at your hundreds, tens and units, so you'll be making numbers. Okay, so have a go at it and go through it and think carefully and don't get tricked. I can see a few that might try and trick you. For number 5, when it says to use base 10 to make these numbers, obviously if you've not got base 10 at home, could you please draw them in your books? If you were to draw the hundreds, tens and units, like we normally do, so squares for hundreds, a line for tens, and then a small dot for your units. Okay, so enjoy that guys. I hope this is useful and just helps you just to get back on track with remembering those skills. Okay, pause it now and see how we go at those, and when you're ready for the answers, press play. Okay then guys, so here are the answers for you. Now the answers are set out slightly different to the previous ones because I've had to use different things because I've gone backwards a bit to plan this out for you guys, but those are the answers. So obviously you've got your number question here, and then obviously number 2 where you've got A, B and C. Those are the answers. So just have your work in front of you. Hopefully you've numbered them carefully for each question and go through it to check those answers. Okay, well done guys. I will see you tomorrow.